Hey YouTube, Stampede 19 here. Doing a short video on slipper clutches at the request of Controlled with Remote. This is going to be a real quick 101. Again, slipper clutches, for all intents and purposes, are what they imply. They're clutches that slip. The purpose for bashing with a slipper clutch is during high stress situations on the driveline or high bite situations, heavy throttle. It allows the driveline to slip, reducing the amount of stress sent through a truck. I have here a / two-wheel drive. Slipper clutch is basically sitting in front of the motor here behind the case. What I have in my hand is a / 4x4 slipper clutch that sits in the back of the truck in place of a center differential. Again, for bashing, the slipper clutch is designed to reduce stress on the driveline. During high bite situations, it will allow the driveline to slip, and the clutch pads that are sitting behind here, basically they look like tiny brake pads on a flat disc. See if you can see that in the video. Right now I have this slipper clutch very loose, and I'm able to spin it. And if you look closely, you can see the friction pads sit stationary. They're attached to the spur gear, and the front plate spins. Okay? Now, in this setup, the way I have this clutch set up right now, if I was to install this in the / 4x4, this would be a perfect setting. Okay, maybe not perfect. I would tighten it just a bit more. This would be a perfect setting for very loose dirt. Okay, here's the principle behind that. You hit the throttle and the slipper clutch is too tight. Let's pretend the slipper clutch isn't even there. It's a straight drive line. You hit the throttle, you've got loose dirt. All you're doing is kicking up dirt. Truck's going nowhere. It's digging a hole. Okay, because the wheels are spinning too fast and they're not getting any traction. Okay, that's a loose condition. So with the slipper clutch set up the way it is, it's going to spin. The wheels are not going to bug out and start shooting up a rooster tail. The clutch is going to slip, it's going to heat up, and eventually it's going to grab. And your truck will roll out in a controlled fashion, and you just get better traction. Okay, so that's the rule of thumb. You set this clutches up based upon your track conditions. If you're just bashing, 9 times out of 10, the rule of thumb is you tighten it down until it doesn't go anymore. Don't get crazy until it doesn't go anymore, and then 1/4 turn and you loosen it. That's with any Traxxas product. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. Again, if you're just bashing, tighten it all the way down and 1/4 turn loosen, and then drive it. You'll know when a slipper clutch is too loose. It's going to make a high whining sound under heavy throttle when you accelerate, and you'll notice the truck just doesn't seem to be jumping off the line on a high bite situation. Okay, with the VXL or any 10-turn motor, brushless, the 2-wheel drive / if the clutch is set up correctly, will wheelie on command. The / 4x4 will also wheelie on command if the clutch is set up tight. Alright, you want to reduce the wheelie, you want to loosen the clutch a little bit. Alright, again, bashing, tighten it all the way down, 1/4 turn loose, test it. Now, racing is where it gets a little tricky. If there was the perfect setting for every track condition, everybody be a winner. Okay, every track is different. How it's prepared, be it a carpet track, be it a dirt track, calipers give me great handling. So with the calipers, and at the track that I race at, I tighten it down all the way and I loosen it 1 full rotation. Again, that's a track that's got good bite. I've gone to a couple of tracks in Pennsylvania, very loose, not as well prepared as the ones here in New York. So I loosen the clutch a little bit more, get more bite, get more traction off the rear wheels. I'm not going to get into showing you how to do it on the truck. To be quite honest with you, I have a hard time with it. I don't like to do it. It's just a tight spot. It's silly. It takes not even a minute to disassemble the truck, take the clutch out, make your change to it, tighten the nut down, in this case. Okay, in this case you basically hold the front. I can actually do it with my hand right now. Okay, and then once the friction pads bite, you take an 8mm or a 7.5mm. Okay, and you just keep going. All right. Now that's all the way down. Now again, like I said, a full rotation. So you basically want to, in your mind, create a clock. Okay, and say you're going to do it. You know, here's 12 o'clock. Okay, so when I tell you a good setting for bashing is a quarter turn, basically take it at 12 o'clock. All right, and you pull it backwards naturally, counterclockwise, and you bring it down to 9 o'clock. Okay, and that's a quarter turn. That's good enough for bashing. If you're bashing and you got a high bite condition, maybe you want to go a half a turn. Okay, now see, it's a reverse of what I just said. If you're bashing and it's a high bite condition, all right, you want to protect your drive line. You want this to slip a little bit if you take too much of a hard jolt to the drive line. You're getting too much traction, you hit that throttle, and the wheels are slamming, and they're grabbing. All right, some of you guys like to pop wheelies and stuff, and maybe you're going with metal shafts, CVAs or CVDs. Fine. But with the plastic shafts, even the heavy duty ones, crap. You get a good high bite condition, you've got a good battery on it, good lipo, you're going to spin those shafts right off the truck. I don't care what anybody says. Now, racing, different story. All right, naturally you're on dirt. You're rarely going to ever take that kind of hit to the drive line. Depending on how much traction is on the track will dictate how you want to set that clutch. Again, a rule of thumb, well-prepared track, good traction, half a turn, full turn. I typically run a full turn on a well-prepared track. Okay, you may want to go even looser on a slightly loose, 1 1/3, 1 1/4, 2, But again, you got to test it. I don't know what tires you're running. If you're running stock tires, you're on your own. I'm not sure on a track. I've never run stock tires on a track. But it's more experimenting than anything else. All right, I hope that helped. I hope I didn't confuse you guys more. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post. I'll do my best to answer you. But like I said, it's almost in the reverse when you're bashing to racing. Okay, when you're bashing, you want to protect the drive line. Okay, when you're racing, you want your clutch tight, but not too tight. So, racing, half turn on a well-prepared track. Loose track, full turn, loose. All right. Any questions? Post them. Let's see what happens. Let's see what. If you want me to be more clear, I was going to take the slipper clutch apart and show you what it looks like. You can do that in the instructions. The instruction booklet gives you an exploded view. What to watch out for, real quick before I end the video, is you're new at this. You're going to be adjusting it. We've all done it. You may make it too loose. When you hear that whine, stop running the truck. It's important. If you let the truck whine, if you let the clutch continue to whine, this is going to get real hot. And you will melt the spur gear. You continue to run the truck with a loose clutch, and you keep hearing that whine. You can't miss it. It's a high-pitched whine. I wish it was a little lighter out. Earlier in the day, I would have taken the truck out and let you hear what a slipper clutch that's too loose sounds like. It's a high-pitched whine. Stop the truck, tighten it up a little bit, give it a quarter turn, eighth of a turn, until you you're comfortable with where it's at. Again, reason for that is as the friction pads heat this plate up, it will transfer heat, and if it's not allowed to cool, it will transfer that heat until it finally melts the spur gear. And then you got a mess inside the truck, and you don't want to deal with that. Again, guys, I hope that helped. Sorry for the mess. I'm working on things here, but I wanted to get that out to you and give you a place to start with. Alrighty, have a good night, guys.